Iran's Islamic Republic Army has announced that the suicide drones of the ground force targeted US bases in Kuwait. And I'm going to show you some of those instances on our wall at the back, an X-ray really of where Iran has been striking in the Gulf, specifically in countries where there are US bases. And Iran has come out and said, and this is one of them, this oil tanker in Oman has been hit by Iran. But I just want to show some of those satellite pictures, Director Saab, that we have, which can give you a sense. This is an explosion at Iran's Ahvaz oil pipeline, but that's on that side of the fence. We're going to show you what has first been happening in Tehran, but I also want to see the other side. So this is Tehran, but I want to see what Iran has been doing in the Gulf. But here you can see, viewers, some of these sites that have been attacked, but here are the bases. So you have the Muawak Salti Air Base in Jordan, completely reduced to rubble here. And this was an area which was thought to be an important listening post and a US base. That's been reduced to rubble. This was first denied by US authorities and CENTCOM. They said nothing like this had happened. The Chinese have released satellite images that show, on the contrary, that there was damage taken to this facility. Let's have a look at the other one. That's Dahal, Qatar. This is another base, viewers, that has been hit. And here again, you can make out that there has been destruction again to facilities where the US has bases. So that's another confirmation coming out. Now, this is the Thad battery near Al Sadr, UAE. It's very, very important because the Thads are a missile system, interceptor missile system. So whenever the drones from Iran come across into the Gulf, these activate first. These Thad anti-drone or interceptor missiles come into action, and they have been actually brought from the United States and placed here. And you can see some of their batteries, the before and the after picture decimated there. And you can see the big area that has been targeted. This is the Al Dhafra US base in the UAE. Again, very, very, very badly off. You can make out from here this entire area completely reduced to rubble, smoked out. You can see the black mark that is hit actually the ground, which suggests that this particular base has been struck. Again, let's focus on that once. Al Dhafra US base in UAE, one of their biggest bases in UAE. So the UAE and other countries who are allied with the United States are very upset. They're saying that, look, you brought this war to us, a war without end. Let me also go back to Sanjay Suri on this issue. We're reading reports, Sanjay, that are coming in now from the Gulf, which are being filed by top agencies, credible news organizations, including the AFP, that suggest that the Gulf countries are beginning to ask questions of the Trump administration. Did you have a war plan? Did you have in mind an end game? Did you envisage the Iranian response would be so widespread and perhaps at some level so well thought out?
Well, the answers to those questions, Rahul, are as many no's as the questions that you have asked. Clearly, there was no end game, end plan in sight. The broad end plan for Trump has been to somehow come out of all this looking great. That's not likely to happen at all. For a start now, the latest from Trump is really an own goal, to the extent that it will be an act of harakiri, political harakiri, that he will have a say in who will be the leader of Iran. There are protesters who were angry with the regime and are angry with the regime. But do they, for that reason, want Trump to nominate their president? Unlikely. It's very likely that Trump is going to lose the support of the very people who came out to protest against this regime. Are these people going to embrace Israel? Again, unlikely. So Trump is really losing it in Iran.
We're just getting information that Israel announces that the next phase in Middle East war is being launched. Israel's military chief says that the joint US-Israeli campaign against Iran is entering its next phase with operations aimed at further dismantling the Islamic Republic's military capabilities. We have additional surprises ahead. Here it is, and we can actually pull this up. let me try to get this up on the wall there so everyone can actually have a look at this input that has come in. There you have AFP news agency. There is a soundbite from the chief of the US, of the Israeli campaign, talking about dismantling the Islamic Republic's military capabilities. We have additional surprises ahead, which I do not intend to disclose, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir said in a televised statement which has just come out. So a quick one from you, Sanjay, on this.
Well, there will be surprises on the detail and the tactical moves, but there's no surprise that we are talking about attacks from the air. That will be stepped up. Perhaps stronger munitions will be used. Perhaps there will be greater bombardment and arising from better intelligence or even better intelligence. And they will be able to take out a lot more targets than they have, take them out faster. But we are still speaking of an aerial campaign, and we are still seeing that there inevitably are limits to that.
Okay.